Have you ever wondered what animals are truly thinking? For centuries, we've dismissed their sounds as mere instincts, chirps, meows, and howls without deeper meaning. But what if, for a fleeting moment, the barrier between our worlds crumbled? What if you could understand their language? You might hear tales of caution, desperate warnings, or secrets so unsettling could change your perception of reality forever. These stories explore that very possibility, delving into moments when the animal kingdom spoke and humanity was forced to listen. From the dense, whispering woods to the comforting quiet of a home, a hidden language emerges, one that carries messages of imminent danger and truths we were never meant to know. Prepare yourself, for once you hear their voices, the silence that follows is the most terrifying sound of all. Alex, a dedicated wildlife biologist, ventured deep into a remote, ancient forest. His mission to document the intricate melodies of its avian inhabitants. The woods were a symphony of familiar calls, a comforting chorus he had studied for years. But one afternoon, a new sound pierced the air, a haunting, desperate cry that didn't belong to any known species. It was less a song and more a plea, a single, piercing note that seemed to echo a human call for help. Driven by a mix of curiosity and concern, he abandoned his equipment and followed the sound, pushing through dense undergrowth and over moss-covered logs. As he moved deeper, the forest's usual chatter fell silent. Then, one by one, the birds began to sing again. But their tune had changed. A robin chirped from a branch above, its message clear. Turn back. A crow cawed from a distant pine, its voice a gravelly command. It sees you. He realized with a chilling certainty they weren't just making noise. They were communicating with him, a unified chorus of terror. The forest itself was warning him of a predator that wasn't bird or beast, a silent, watching presence he could feel but not see. Heeding their desperate cries, Alex scrambled back the way he came, his heart pounding with a primal fear he had never known. He escaped the suffocating grip of the woods and returned to the supposed safety of his small-town motel room. That night, as he tried to calm his racing thoughts, a soft chirping came from outside his window. It was a sparrow, and its message, carried on the cool night air, froze the blood in his veins. Next time, you won't be so lucky. The animals were still watching, and they knew his escape was only temporary. Lily found solace in the quiet companionship of her black cat. Midnight, in the stillness of her solitary life, the cat's silent presence was a comforting anchor. One stormy evening, as rain lashed against the windows, a strange thing happened. Midnight, who was usually a quiet observer, let out a low, guttural meow. But this time, Lily didn't just hear a sound. She understood the words as clearly as if they were spoken aloud. "Don't open the door tonight," the cat warned, its voice a low rumble in the quiet apartment. "Something is watching from the shadows." Lily blinked, convinced the stress and isolation were finally making her hallucinate. She chuckled nervously, patting Midnight's head. "You're just being a spooky cat," she whispered. But Midnight's yellow eyes were wide with an unnerving intelligence. The cat repeated the warning, this time with a desperate urgency that sent a shiver down her spine. "It's waiting. Don't open the door." Just then, a soft knock echoed through the apartment. Against the cat's frantic hisses, Lily's rational mind told her it was probably a neighbor. She moved toward the door, her hand reaching for the knob. A final, sharp meow, "No," made her pause. Peeking through the peephole, her blood ran cold. A figure cloaked in darkness stood on her doorstep, their face obscured by the stormy night, their posture menacing and still. Thanks to Midnight's inexplicable warning, she stumbled back, locked the deadbolt, and dialed the police. Later, after the stranger had vanished and the police had left, Lily sank onto the couch, her body trembling. Midnight leaped onto her lap, purring softly. As she looked into her companion's eyes, they flickered for a moment, glowing with an otherworldly red light, hinting at an ancient, protective knowledge far beyond that of a simple house cat. An avid hiker, Ben sought the rugged beauty of the North American mountains, a landscape carved by wind and time. He was accustomed to the wild soundtrack of the wilderness, especially the distant, haunting howls of wolves. But on this particular trek, as the sun began to dip below the jagged peaks, the howling carried a new, terrifying clarity. He could understand them. The mournful cries weren't just calls to the pack. They were articulate warnings, spoken in a language as old as the mountains themselves. "Do not follow this path," one howl echoed across the valley. "There is a cliff ahead, hidden by the snow." Ben shook his head, dismissing it as a trick of the wind, a figment of his exhausted imagination. He had his map, his compass. He trusted his experience over the phantom voices of the wild. He pressed on, his boots crunching in the deepening snow. The path narrowed, winding along a steep ridge. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet gave way. He slipped, his body lurching toward the abyss. At the last possible second, remembering the wolves' chilling prophecy, he threw his weight to the side, clawing desperately at the rocky outcrop. He managed to pull himself to safety, his body bruised but his life intact. He had survived. From that moment on, his journey was transformed. Every animal he encountered seemed to speak to him. A hawk's cry warned of a coming rock slide. A squirrel's chatter guided him toward a hidden spring. It was as if the forest itself, having tested his willingness to listen, had now taken him under its protection, revealing secrets only he could understand.